Imagine being one of the best hitters in baseball, with the specific value you bring being pretty unmatched. The modern day Tony Gwynn, you hit to a better batting average than anybody because you make so much contact and strike out so few times, the least amount of anyone in baseball. You're the most perfect stereotypical leadoff hitter imaginable, and you win the batting title. Twice, and then you immediately get traded both times after doing this. Now, how on earth does that add up? It doesn't, totally, and that actually hasn't happened yet to Luis Arise, but there's now a chance it can, which is insane. So welcome back to the channel, or welcome if it's your first time. Over 78% of my watch time is from people who aren't subscribed, so if you enjoy the video, hit that button along with the bell for post notifications. It will make me happy. A feeling that baseball teams who have Luis Arise apparently are not feeling. In 2022, Luis Arise won the American League batting title, hitting .316 at the top of the Twins lineup. But that's not all. Like I just said, he is the perfect stereotypical leadoff hitter. I recently spoke about how Kyle Schwarber is the most unorthodox leadoff hitter of all time, and in fact, he's the literal opposite of a hitter than Luis Arise. Schwarber strikes out more than anyone, has a lower batting average than everyone, yet smokes a ton of home runs. Arise strikes out less than anyone, has a higher batting average than everyone, and rarely hits homers. The fact that those two are both leadoff hitters despite being polar opposites is pretty cool, actually. But the point is, historically, Arise is more of a leadoff type guy the way he hits, swinging and making contact with virtually everything. He doesn't walk a ton, but he'll still walk more than he strikes out just because he strikes out so few times. The type of hitter Arise isn't something we see much of at all in today's brand of baseball. The older school type approach, so that's why it's become a big deal. So when Arise was traded right after winning the batting title in 2022, some were confused, but I remember a lot of people claiming the Marlins were the dumb team in the trade for trading away a good starting pitcher, Pablo Lopez, for him. Now, yes, they also gave up a couple young, well-regarded prospects, but Luis Arise is nobody to just scoff at, and he proved that even more in 2023 in Miami. Arise was hitting so well last year, and his batting average was so high to the point where there were genuine conversations about the chances of him hitting 400 for the season. He didn't end up coming close, but he still wind up hitting .354, the best batting average in all of baseball this time, not just in one league. His on-base percentage was almost 400. He struck out just 34 times, which is unheard of. He had over 200 hits on the season. I mean, it was all special, truly. Like, was his year as good as Acuna, who won the MVP? No, but as far as pure contact, getting hits, and refusing to strike out, it was incredible. So he had an even better batting title season than he did before getting traded, so naturally, there are rumors of him maybe getting traded again.
What?
The Marlins have had a very strange offseason. After making the postseason for really the first time in 20 years, yes, I know they made it in 2020, but that doesn't count. In a normal year, to make it to the postseason has been unheard of for Miami, and they finally did it. It didn't really feel like they did it, though, winning just 84 games, barely clinging onto a wild card spot, and getting their ass whooped in both games played in Philadelphia to get swept. That wildcard series almost just seemed like a warm-up for the Phillies before they took on the Braves, like a fun exhibition to get ready for the actual games. It was that bad. The Marlins never seemed to have a chance, and because of that, a lot of people likely forgot the Marlins made the postseason last year. Some of you watching this may have just remembered because of me talking about it. So yes, not great, but they still made it, and what this really was a good step forward to add more to this team and continue to get better each year. But that doesn't seem to be the case, because their general manager, Kim Ng, a big reason why they were pretty good last year, wasn't fired but decided to leave the team because of disagreements she had with Marlins owner Bruce Sherman on the direction the Marlins were going. Rumor has it they didn't want her gone necessarily, but they wanted someone else to be the decision maker in the front office. So Kim said see ya. The Marlins then went and got Rays general manager Peter Bendix to become their president of baseball operations. Other than that, not much has gone on with the Marlins, other than rumors that they are open to trading some of their best players. Jesus Luzardo has been at the top of those names, someone who plenty of teams would want, a good starting pitcher with even more potential, also with 3 full years of control left before becoming a free agent. This is 50-50 to me. I don't know, it's just how they execute it, I guess, which goes for any trade. But why trade a young pitcher who has so many years left of control? Unless they get a really good package coming back, which seems like will need to be the case, it has to be the case, it won't happen. The Marlins have also been developing some good pitching as of late, with their biggest issue being the offense. That's what they need most, and that's why they traded for Arise in the first place. least. It worked, he had such a great year, but even with him having such a tremendous season and helping carry the load, the Marlins offense struggled. It just wasn't that great. Jorge Soler was in that lineup too. He had a very good and powerful season, but again, as good as those two were in helping the Marlins offense, it still wasn't that good overall. That tells you how truly weak it was. Soler is now a free agent and probably isn't coming back, and now there's a report that the Marlins may be open to trading Arise. Like, what? Come on. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like I know how to run and build a winning baseball team. Peter Bendix is coming from a Rays organization that has become incredible at doing that, in large part because of all the trades they make, even if it means sending off players who are pretty good. But the Marlins just made the playoffs with a weak offense. It was a weak offense even with the best contact hitter in the game. Trading him obviously would make your offense the worst in baseball, theoretically. A route you could take with this stuff and the rumors is the Marlins' future. The Marlins don't have a very highly regarded farm system, really at all. They do have a pretty young team, especially with their pitching. I mean, no regular starter in their rotation was over the age of 27. Yuri Perez, one of the more anticipated young pitchers in the game, is 20. So they're pretty young, very young at certain points, but the farm system isn't so hot. So Bendix and the overall Marlins front office may see players like Luzardo and even Arise as a way to replenish that farm system, sacrificing some of the now for a better future. That's an argument, but then again, prospects are never promised, ever. You have Arise, the best contact hitter in baseball. He's only going to be 27 this year, and you have him under team control for a couple more years. And the team just made the postseason. Yes, it was a pretty lousy attempt at a playoff run, but it's still progress, and adding some more offense seems to be the way to go, not taking away the only offense you really had to begin with. Jazz Chisholm is fun and can be great, but he hasn't been reliable to stay on the field. So Arise really is the only reliable hitter the Marlins have right now, and it's not close. Speaking of adding offense, it's not like this team has too many big contracts on the squad to worry about. They have none, so why not add some more hitting and become more competitive in that sense? But what do I know? I'm not running a baseball team for a reason. It's just so weird to see Luis Arise being at least a potential trade piece 2 years in a row after winning the batting title, especially after how great he was in 2023. Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you soon.